in time.
Hey guys, my name is Ryan.
And I'm Miska.
And welcome to Overwatch Central Quick Start Guides. Fairly quick, fairly concise guides going over a hero's strengths and weaknesses, as well as other information such as when to play them and what they work well against. Today we're going over one of the most highly anticipated heroes with Genji.
Genji is a highly mobile flanker with a versatile set of abilities. His main weapon are the shuriken. When used, 3 of these are thrown at once, dealing low damage each, but medium damage when all hitting the same target. The primary fire mode has Genji throw them all in a straight line followed by each other. The secondary fire mode makes Genji throw them in a cone in front of him with a slightly higher rate of fire. Genji's first ability is Swift Strike. This allows Genji to dash through any enemies in front of him, currently dealing 50 damage. If Genji receives an elimination as Swift Strike is on cooldown, it will reset so the ability can be used again. His second ability is the signature Deflect. This allows Genji to deflect any projectiles back at his enemies for a short amount of time. This includes ultimate abilities like Tracer's Pulse Bomb and Hanzo's Dragon Strike Arrow, but Genji only reflects projectiles that hit him from the front. He also has a passive ability, Cyber Agility, that enables him to climb walls and double jump. And finally, Genji's ultimate is Dragon Blade. Genji pulls out his sword, currently dealing 120 damage per slash. It can also hit multiple enemies at once. Once Dragon Blade is active, Genji can't throw shurikens but still perform all other abilities.
The strengths of Genji lie with his versatile abilities and incredible mobility. He can engage and disengage with ease, and his effective range is very flexible due to the 2 ways the shuriken can be thrown in. With Swift Strike being able to hit multiple enemies at once, be used as initiation and escape, it can also have its cooldown reset with an elimination, you almost always have a bit of extra mobility and damage when needed. Genji's ultimate can dish out a lot of damage and he can work the flanks pretty well, but is also effective by staying in the middle of the battlefield. His deflect can turn the tables on a one-sided fight by reflecting a ton of damage back at the enemy shooting you. Or if you're feeling really sinister, reflect that damage back at one of their supports and make that elimination count.
Genji heavily relies on his utility. If he doesn't have a Reflect or Emergency Swift Strike at his disposal in difficult situations, then it's more than likely that he won't win the battle. He will also have a rough time up against heroes that have weapons that don't fire projectiles, as he benefits from being hard to hit with his mobility, as well as negating a lot of damage by deflecting it back at the enemy. A weak spot is also the back of Genji, as his deflect doesn't work if he's hit here.
So what heroes should you be attacking as Genji? The mobility that Genji brings allows him to reach enemies in the back line, and the close quarters advantages he features makes him strong on close range as well. Dealing with Bastion is what Genji is best at though. You can throw shurikens at long range and quickly deflect Bastion's bullets when he starts shooting back at you. On top of that, you can also outrange Torbjorn turrets and easily take them down. Even snipers like Widowmaker will struggle against you if you could just make good use of the flanks. Up close and personal, there isn't much he can do either. The same can be kind of said for Hanzo, but it's more of a 50-50 fight, so take a bit more care with fighting Hanzo. Be more of a distraction against Hanzo rather than an assassin. It basically means that he cannot do his job by sniping at your team because he's too busy trying to deal with you. I would also recommend to aim to take out the backline support heroes as well, Mercy being the easiest one to follow and take out.
Generally speaking, Genji will struggle with killing anyone that he can't use his deflect against. This leaves him with just one actual ability and as a result makes it more difficult to survive or escape if needed. Zarya can eat a lot of Genji shurikens without having to worry too much. Her primary fire beam can also not be deflected, and the shield HP means that she can just back off for a bit if harassed at range and let the shield regenerate. Symmetra is another hero that will just ignore your deflect, both with her primary fire and the sentry turrets. So watch out for Symmetra nests, as you have to hit each individual sentry to take them out instead of using splash damage, which usually is optimal. Winston's weapon also latches onto its targets and he takes a lot longer to kill than someone like Symmetra. Mei is another one with a non-deflectable primary fire, and she also enables her team to deal with Genji when he's frozen. Even heroes that could counter Genji, such as McCree and Roadhog, due to their stunts, aren't really hard counters to Genji, making the Green Samurai Robot Ninja Dude a good pick against most lineups. You can deflect chain hooks and the stun that McCree throws, but if you're not quick on the button, you're probably dead.
So when should you play as Genji? Well, you'll be pleased to know that Genji pretty much can suit any game mode on either side. Of course, having him on an attacking map is where he feels most comfortable, but certainly having a defensive flanker to take out the important heroes and generally to be annoying is definitely worth having. Genji can also work well on control due to the close quarters combat, making him and definitely his ult very interesting and effective to use.
First tip is knowing when to use his left click and right click. His left click is incredibly accurate, meaning that it can snipe a lot of stationary enemies enemies from a distance. You want to be using your left click for long to medium ranged engagement, whilst saving your right click for close quarters fights, especially on big targets like tanks that are easy to hit with all 3 shurikens. If you're up against a high mobility target, then moving up very close to them and using the right click normally guarantees more hits. So generally, left click on long to medium range and right click on short range. We touched on this next tip a little bit during the weakness section of the video. Make sure to use your cooldowns effectively, otherwise you may be left with no defensive nor offensive options. Use the downtime to dip in and out of fights and get a good idea of your surroundings. Both deflect and dash are good when backing out of a fight too, so if one is off cooldown, use the other. Oh, and of course don't forget that you can climb walls. All this will help you survive during the ability cooldowns. Just keep in mind when using deflect that you don't want to be too obvious with it. You kind of want to wait with it a little bit and use it when the enemy doesn't really expect it. It's also good practice to learn the health packs of the map so you can quickly make your way over there. This will make sure you survive for just a little bit longer even if you have both abilities on cooldown. Our last tip will have to be about the Swift Strike, and really it's a few tips in one. Dash as an initiation if you know you can kill the target. Otherwise save the dash and use it as a finisher if they are below 50 HP, and dash out of the fight if you are on low HP. Activating the ultimate resets the Swift Strike cooldown, so dash into the enemy just before you ult to maximize the damage, since you'll be able to dash again right afterwards. This will also confuse the enemy further and almost guarantee you the kill, as you've just initiated on them with 100 damage.
And that's it for this guide. Thank you very much for watching. We have 3 guides left to cover and they will be going out this week and next week. Check out the playlist of all of the quick start guides in the description below. Subscribe so you don't miss any more Overwatch content, and also check the description and the comments below for a poll asking you guys for your favourite heroes. Do let us know how you're getting on playing with Genji in the comments below, and do add your bits of advice in the comments for others to read. Again, thanks for watching, take care and we'll see you next time.